Unpopular Truth, back with another video. I want to do this video on, start doing reactions on this video. Um, Expose the biggest lie about the modern NBA. And shout out to the man that's on the screen right there. I don't know what his name is, but I'm gonna be reacting to his video. Here we go.
The way through, we can now start to get a good framework of how this season is playing out. And if what we've seen so far is any indication of what's to come, we are in the midst of the biggest talent boom in NBA history. From top to bottom, the league is flooded with players who can go and get 30, 40 any given night. Rotational guys dropping triple doubles, and the superstars of the league all simultaneously shattering records. Take a look at the current MVP race, and it resembles something closer to an all-time ranking than an MVP leaderboard. 29, 12, and 11, 33, 5, and 6, 35, 8, and 8, 29, 6, and 10, 31, 4, and 7, 28, 9, and 6. Not only are all of these guys having MVP caliber seasons, they're all having historically great seasons. In fact, their numbers are so good, it has led some fans to question the very validity of stats in the NBA today.
Which is understandable.
That these numbers aren't a direct result of how good these players are, but a result of stat inflation. A symptom of today's faster pace and offensively favorable rules, and how these stats are being interpreted.
Yeah, we're gonna stop it right there. See, what these people are doing, they getting these content creators and they getting them to try to tell a different story of what is really going on in the league, right? What's really going on, because they try to make it like the players of the day are just so much more talented than the 80s and the 90s and the early 2000s, right? People like to not say what's really going on. What's really going on, they changed all of the rules. Not in the book, and that's what's the craziest thing. They didn't change the rules in the book, they changed the rules between the league and the referees. The league is telling them we want this, that, and the third, and that's what the referees are going by. They're not going by the actual NBA book no more. They going by, this is what we want y'all to let them do, and we're not gonna say anything, and we're gonna, as long as, cause they don't care about how the fans really think about it, right? They don't care. So we gonna do this. We're gonna let them travel. We're gonna let them do an offensive foul all night. We're gonna let them double dribble. We're gonna let them carry. We're gonna let them do all these things, and it's gonna be a better product in their mind. And we're gonna penalize the defense way more than we used to. So they really can't do anything. They just really gotta move out the way. And that's why the scoring is looking like it is. And see, that's what I hate, that they try to give y'all misinformation about what's really going on. That you can't play defense in the NBA. Not the way that we grew up knowing how to play defense. And you really can't play offense the way that we grew up how to play offense, because it's a much more pushing off with your off arm, running into with your shoulder. You couldn't do that back then. So that's why people that know basketball, they know that they're not more talented. If you take half of the rules and take them away, you gonna look better than me, because you got no resistance. And that's the biggest word, resistance. Is no resistance. So the scoring is going up. Right? The scoring is gonna go up because there's nobody resisting you. They just really move out your way. And if anything happens, you got teams shooting 40 free throws a game. You got teams that are they flopping, trying to get a foul every 5 seconds. That used to be frowned upon with Reggie Miller. Everybody used to get mad at Reggie Miller for sticking their leg up. Now that's all they do. They foul bait the whole game, and the referees call it. I know they seen the games. They have to review these games, and the referees still call it every game. So you know it's got to be orchestrated for this to happen. But we'll continue.
Has created a divide among NBA fans. Are the players of today actually better than players of the past? Or are they simply beneficiaries of a league catered for bigger numbers?
Yes. He just said it right there. And the thing is, I hate I already watched this video, but that is it. The second part is catered to these bigger numbers. Right? You can't. It was a lot of players back in the day that could have scored like this if they didn't have nobody actually that can play defense on them. You know, you gonna get some people that's outrageously fouling every now and then, but playing good defense, everybody know what good defense is. Sometimes you can play good defense and still get scored on, but 9 times out of 10, you ain't gonna play no good defense and just get scored on like that, right? It's gonna be some resistance, and that's what they're not telling you when they have these videos. They try to float around it, but they won't just come out and say it. Like I said earlier, nobody's playing defense because you can't. It ain't that they can't. It ain't that they're not capable of playing good defense. It's that you can't, because if you do anything, they will call a foul on you. Anything. And the offense can do anything to you. It used to be whoever make the contact got the foul. So it could be an offensive foul or a defensive foul. But now the offense can make the contact on you, and they call a foul on you. They can run straight into your chest. They can throw off their off arm, extend it, nothing said. Right? It happens every game. Giannis, LeBron, Shea, James Harden. I can name every last one of them. All of them use these tactics, which I blame them, but I don't blame them, because if you're gonna let me get away with it, you pretty much making it the rule without actually making it the rule. You can look in the rule book. It tell you can't extend your arm. It tell you can't do a moving screen. It tell you all this. Guess what? They do it. That's all they do. That's the only way they getting this advantage. You talking about a boom in the scoring? Yes, because nobody can't play defense on you. You can push them as the offensive player. You can push them out your way and still get a foul call. And they still get the foul call. Like, this is common sense. But see, these people are made to make you think that it's not that. This is what these type of channels are for, to make you think that it's not the obvious that you see. They don't want you to believe your eyes. They want you to believe what they saying out their mouth. Here we go. Back into it.
I think they are kind of benefiting, but I think it's over exaggerated a little bit. Like, you gotta give these young players
a scoring threshold that once happened
like,
infrequent enough that it was worthy of a small prize for everyone involved. Seeing triple digits on the scoreboard was once a treat, warrant of a celebration, and the alternative happened far more often. But today, this is not the case. 100 points is a drop in the bucket. Teams are hitting triple digits in the third quarter. Games ending with scores in the 130s, 140s more often than under 100. And as these point totals have ballooned at an unprecedented rate, so has everything else. 30 points is the new 20 points. Tune in on any given night, and there's a great chance you'll see someone drop 40. And it's not just scoring. The entire box score has inflated to levels we've never seen. From points to rebounds and assists, even efficiency. Shai Gilgeous Alexander is putting up prime Jordan numbers.
Prime.
Giannis is putting up prime Shaq numbers. Luka Doncic, well, no one's ever done what Luka's doing. There's a man averaging a 30-point triple-double right now, and it's starting to feel very normal. Either the best players in the NBA today are truly basketball-defining, all-time great, record-breaking talents better than anything that came before them, or there has been an inflation of stats that has completely skewed how we perceive the dominance of players today and the impact they are having from night to night. Or both of these options are true at the same time.
I think go.
And again, they keep saying they gotta do that. They gotta keep it like it's both ways. They gotta keep it like it's both ways. Because they gotta keep the illusion. They want to, oh, Shea so great, Luka so great. Listen, when the thing about the 80s and the 90s, they had basketball strategies, right? So, for example, when the Lakers played the Bulls in the finals in when it was 91. You know what slowed the Lakers down? The strategy was to full court press Magic Johnson. You know why? Because now Magic Johnson he ain't gonna be able to get you on a fast break. He ain't gonna be able to just pass the ball uncontested. With Scottie Pippen and Michael Jordan on him, he couldn't just pass the ball when he got ready to. He had to get it all the way down court, backing down. He had to back them down with his back turned. So guess what's that doing? He can't see behind him. So he can't make the pass that he usually would make. So now you get the same strategy where the defense got just as much as right to the ball as the offense. Now you can touch the offensive player a little bit, and you will see a big change in this whole NBA. Because guess what? Luka is not gonna be able to bring the ball down with somebody guarding him full court. Or even at half court. You stop him at half court. You wouldn't even be able to stop him like that. Now Shea may be able to do it, but that's in his skill set. But like I tell people all the time, Giannis wouldn't be able to do it. Nobody wouldn't let Giannis get a full head of steam like he do and go to the goal. LeBron wouldn't be able to do it. Only the guards would be able to do this if you guarding them full court. But see, that's the thing. See, this whole podcast or this stream right here, he's not gonna address the biggest elephant in the room, because they gotta keep you in the illusion that the NBA is just getting better, and it's a lie. The only thing they did was remove all the obstacles out of the way for the offensive player. That's why it's a boom. That's why. There's no other reason. Back into it.
The trend of bigger stat lines didn't begin overnight. It has been slowly inching up for about a decade now. The stat line of 25, 5, and 5 was at one point such a difficult stat line to average that it was achieved just 7 times throughout the entire decade of the 90s. 5 of those 7 seasons were Michael Jordan. Throughout the 2000s, the pool of players to hit this threshold jumped to 18. By the mid-2010s, pace began to increase.
And this, I'm glad he said that. And you see, people think everybody is just over glorifying Michael Jordan, right? They just think that people just over glorify Michael Jordan. No. When you know basketball and you seen how the game is played, you knew what he was doing was amazing with basketball. Being able to play, if you know how to play and you've been in the trenches playing basketball, you know what Michael Jordan was doing was different, and nobody else is doing it. Nobody else since him has done what he's done. The only person that has came close is Kobe. But nobody else has been more consistent than Michael Jordan at doing what he has done at the level that he has done it. And it ain't that nobody just, my thing is this. If somebody was better than Michael Jordan, I'm not a cult. I'm not in a cult, right? At one point, I thought Dwayne Wade was gonna be up there with Michael Jordan. That was one of my favorite players, right? But during the years after you get the evidence, he's not better than Kobe. But he was ascending up that way, and it stopped because he had the injuries or whatever. And the thing is, the NBA had their man that they wanted to be that guy. The only thing is, you had to get the guys. See, you can't do it when you can see it. They couldn't make him the guy when you can see it was other players that was visibly better than him. It was players that was in the league that was visibly, when you look at them, and if they played in the same game as him, they was better than LeBron James. That's who they wanted to make the face. They made him the face by messing up everybody else. That's just like, for example, when you hear about the Miami championship, who do you think of? Who do you think of? They only think about LeBron James. He won those 2 championships down there in Miami. But Dwayne Wade was the best player on that team until he got hurt. See, what people don't understand what being the best player is, the best player can, however you put me in this game, I can make my talent show. Dwayne Wade had to take a back seat for LeBron James to feel comfortable. Because LeBron James couldn't play any kind of way. He has to play this way or it's not going to work for him. He got to play a certain way or nothing's going to work for him. He's not going to look as good as he do. But Dwayne Wade could adapt. Michael Jordan could adapt. Kobe Bryant could adapt. Who else? Kevin Durant could adapt. Carmelo Anthony could adapt. LeBron James can't adapt to the same things that they did. So they had to make it to where it was we got to get his competition out the way so he can look better. You know, it was a couple of years ago. I think it was some years before that happened. It was somebody that I can't remember off the top of my head, but it was somebody that they said because he was on this team, he couldn't get an MVP, and that because the team was stacked. But you see, they stacked the team up in Miami, and they gave LeBron James an MVP. Scoring 26 points a game. He got an MVP. With Dwayne Wade and Chris Bosh on his team. You see what I'm saying? So they made him the face of the league. They depleted every other team around him and made him the face. It was, you know, at the time you didn't see it, but then after that, you seen it. After the second, third year, you seen what he did to the rest of the league, or the rest of the East anyway. But see, the only thing that always stopped him when he had to play them teams in the West that didn't just let him do what he wanted to do, it showed every time. And this is not a LeBron James take, but the thing is, like I tell anybody, it always point back to something, right? When something go wrong, it's something that started it. It's something that started it. And guess what? He is the starter of all this. Him in the NBA. I'm not gonna give him full credit for it, but the NBA bought into him and they didn't never let it go, which I think they hurt the NBA way more than they think. They think they helped. They think they helped the NBA so bad, but they hurt it way more. Way more. And that's the reason why I fell out of love with watching NBA basketball, because they let the NBA and LeBron James, they let him run the league, and they messed it up. He ruined the NBA for people that like to watch basketball because of all these changes. Because if as you see, LeBron, anytime somebody press up on LeBron James, he makes turnovers. So you got to think about this. The man never could handle the ball. He never could handle the ball. And when you see, when somebody actually play defense on him, they steal the ball from him just as easy, like he's in the rec department. They just steal it, and he don't even know what to do. Because he ain't used to nobody getting up on him. But you know why? Because they would not let nobody guard him like that his whole career. You think that's not a coincidence? If I'm a coach and I got my free will, if I'm a coach and I don't seen plenty of times that somebody get up on LeBron James, he cannot handle the ball. What should I do? I'm gonna stop every time he get the ball at half court. If he bring the ball down, I'm gonna have my player at half court make him do something. I'm not gonna give him a chance to make the play. That's stupid. Any coach would do this. You exploit the weaknesses, right? That's what you're supposed to do. You don't let him get to his strengths, then he gonna beat you. He gonna get a full head of steam. And he can pass the ball when once you try to double team him. But if you don't let him get that full head of steam and you making him have to dribble, or you making him have to turn his back to the goal, same thing with Magic Johnson, you'll see that you win. Because he need the ball in his hand to be able to do what he do. And if you make him get that ball up, his whole game is shot. That's easy. I've been seeing it all through the years. It's certain players you can't do that with though. You couldn't do that with Dwayne Wade at the time. You couldn't do that with Kobe Bryant. You couldn't do that with Michael Jordan. Cause they can score other ways and hurt you. LeBron James only got one way. He only got one way. Giannis can be stopped. He only got one way. But now that he don't start getting down in that post, it's a different thing. See, that's what helped Giannis' career. He was able to start getting down in the post. LeBron James couldn't never get down in the post because they try to play like he was a power forward, small forward, stuff like that. But he was never that guy. They wanted him to be that, but he was never that guy. James Harden only looked good when he getting 20 free throws. He only looked good when he getting 20 free throws. Shea, the same thing. You got to think about it. These boys are getting 20, 15 free throws a game, so they only really having to score 15 points. They average 30. That's 5 threes, and the rest on free throws. Luka, same thing. All these players, they just getting a crazy amount of free throws, and y'all thinking that when you look at and nobody's watching the games. See, and that's what's crazy, right? Nobody's watching the games, and they look at they look at the box score after the game, like, oh, Luka them went crazy today. They got 30. He got 30 and 15. He got 30 and 10. But they're not gonna put on how many free throws. You got to go find out how many free throws that they shot, And it'll be, he got 30 points, he shot 20 free throws. Shea got 30 points, he shot 25 free throws. It'd be wild stuff like that. But anyway, man, I don't let this video went on long. We'll stop it here. Peace. Like, share, and subscribe, please. Peace.